Jason Thomas with AusComply. Thanks for joining us on MySecurityTV and day 3 of the Security Expo here in Sydney.
That's correct, yes.
How have you found it so far?
Well, this is our first year, funnily enough. Yeah,
okay.
we exhibited last week at a different expo and got suggested to give this one a try. So This is our preliminary trial year, if you like.
Okay.
And today it's been really good. We've
Nice.
got lots of good connections and very different from the previous expo. This is... I can't really say a higher level, but totally different clientele.
Oh, absolutely.
But can lead us into a number of different areas.
Well, you're using facial recognition in a compliance platform, so yeah, this is definitely one of your audiences that you need to be talking to. Maybe just touch base on what the platform is doing and your sort of key client profiles or applications.
Terrific. Look, we've started off as a compliance platform, so incident reporting, digital checklists, everything done on either an app, so a mobile phone or a tablet, through to a web interface. So it can be done anywhere. You've got internet access literally from anywhere in the world. That was our preliminary platform. We've started with that several years ago. We've since integrated a number of other products like rosters and integrated facial recognition, things like that.
Yeah.
Just things to enhance the product even further. There's a lot of product providers out there that have integrated facial recognition with NVRs or DVRs, video management systems. We've gone the other way, integrated the facial recognition with a compliance platform. So literally from the point of identification all the way through to the end contact with that user can be all tracked, and there's a paper trail of that interaction and outcomes.
Maybe a little bit about the camera and the setup. So it's an opt-in registration process?
It's an opt-in, well, it can be an opt-in registration process, but if a business has a business case that is strong enough to then require it to be used within their building or their business entity, then they can have it working passively in their venue, and the permission comes from if you pass this point of contact, you're basically acknowledging that's a condition of entry. So now with the platform though that we've integrated CoreSight's facial recognition, which has massive privacy capabilities in the background. So we have what's called a privacy mode, or it fuzzes out the faces of patrons not connected to a watch list. So we do a match in 10/100ths of a second. If they're not matched to a watch list, the biometric algorithm that's created by the system is deleted in 1,000th of a second.
Yep.
So we're not tracking anyone that's not currently on a watch list. Type of people that will be on watch list could be staff as they're entering a building on a white list, or it could be patrons that have been barred from a venue, excluded from a venue, might be dangerous, could be on a terror watch list. Any adverse watch list, we can create a triage process for it.
And I take it there's no shortage on the numbers you can have. So basically it's using CoreSight's facial recognition system, and then you've built the platform in the background in terms of compliance. I suppose some of the use cases, we talked about training and clearance zones for safety and those kind of things.
So we're industry agnostic, so we can set up any industry that has a reporting requirement of any sort. We've started with pubs, clubs and hotels, and we're looking after self-excluded patrons in gaming rooms. We've been working with the AHA and Clubs New South Wales for the last few years, currently starting to talk to and advise hospitality and racing on the structure of a statewide self-exclusion program. We've developed what we think is quite unique. We've developed a federated watch list capability.
Right.
So we can link any number or combination of watch lists to any number or combination of cameras at any number and combination of venues.
Right.
So we can have venues that are unrelated in ownership entity but have a common business case, as in pubs, clubs or hotels, sharing a common watch list of self-excluded patrons.
So like hotel hopping and that kind of thing.
Hotel hopping, or people that have self-excluded from a gaming because they've got gambling problems. So a harm minimisation point of view, and we can quickly and easily, within 4 to 20 seconds, notify staff that problem gambler's breached the perimeter of the gaming room, and they can then approach that person with the evidence contained in our system and politely ask them to leave the venue.
I suppose the big question from a resourcing viewpoint on the sign-on, do you need a high-res facial image, or can you take it from other
not
images
necessarily.
like a driver's license?
We could take it from Facebook, Instagram, driver's license.
So you don't need that image of that person.
They're not ideal.
On,
but the point of identification is now the face, not the ID. So literally we only have to have a face to be able to exclude someone or identify them on a watch list. But we can literally look after any industry category. So if you think of a construction site, multi-level construction site, that would be being finished in different stages. So you've got your ground floor all the way through to the top floor. would have different certifications required to enter different parts of that construction site. We could have that federated watch list looking after cameras and watch lists for the different areas and alerting them to when people without the correct certifications have entered an area that's restricted.
Very good. I suppose from the platform perspective, API sort of plugins to other platforms, or is it standalone?
Our apps and our web all communicate with our database via APIs, so we have hundreds of APIs within the system.
Yep.
We can integrate with other systems. We've done integrations with a system called Crashtrax and Playtrax for an AML, anti-money laundering and player welfare point of view. So yeah, we can integrate with virtually any other system out there that's digital.
I suppose the last one, call to action in terms of how can people find out more?
Terrific. They can either search AusComply, will come up auscomply.com.au. We have trademarks in Australia, New Zealand, Canada, the USA, EU, and that's the last one.
I suppose that's a fair point, though. You are Australian, but you are operating elsewhere.
Terrific. Everything's Australian from an AusComply point of view. Our program is in country. The data centres we use are in country, but of course we can set up in any country and have that data sovereignty move for that particular region into that country's area. Beautiful.
Jason Thomas with AusComply. Thanks for joining us on MySecurityTV, and enjoy the rest of the Security Expo exhibition and conference.
Thanks very much. Hope to see you next year.